What's going on, guys? Welcome to another screen printing episode right here at Underground Graphics. So stick around, stay tuned, and I'll show you what we got going on. Alright guys, if you remember the last screen printing video that I made, we were talking about heat transfer vinyl. Now this stuff here, if you remember, has the plastic backing on the back, and what you got to do is make your design on the computer and then send this to your plotter, cut it out, then you have to weed it like you would if you were making vinyl stickers, and then you take this and then you put it over on the heat press, and then you heat press your design onto the shirt. Alright? Well, that's one way of doing it. Then, if you remember, this is quite a while back. Now this is a screen print right here. Now what this is, for those of you that haven't watched the other videos, just go down there and check them out. This is a special release paper, and what happens is you go to your screen printer with your design, and they screen print, instead of on the shirt, they will screen print on that special release paper. And this is also plastisol ink. This is the same stuff that you use on t-shirts. Like if you go to Walmart and buy a rock shirt or whatever, this is the same type of ink that they use. So then what you do, same thing, take it over to your heat press and flip it over on your shirt, press it for the right amount of time, peel that off, boom, you got a screen printed shirt. So now we're going to talk about transfer paper. Now, listen guys, there's so many different types of transfer paper out there. I couldn't even begin to tell you all of them. There's just tons of them. I mean, different types of transfer paper do different things. It comes with different effects, the whole 9 yards. It just depends on what you're looking for in a shirt. So now, I'm sure you guys have seen transfer paper like this. Now, these right here, you can get these all day long anywhere at places like Walmart, at the hobby shop, the craft store, wherever. You can get these everywhere. But these are more geared for the hobbyist. Now, and what I mean is, if you're making t-shirts to sell to the public, you do not want to use this kind of paper right here. Because what happens is, this paper has a white background, okay? It's a white polymer background. So what happens is, you print your picture out, right? And then you set it on your shirt. But what's going to happen is, you're going to have this big old white square around that picture. Alright? And plus, it doesn't feel very well. I mean, it doesn't feel soft or whatever. It's kind of, I don't know, it's really stiff, and it's not very cool at all. Plus, the ink doesn't hold up. I mean, this image right here will fall apart after a few times in the wash. So if you want to do it as a hobby, you know, you make some one-off shirts at home for your kids or for a little party you're doing or something, that would be alright. But if you're out to sell them, I'll tell you this 100 more times, do not use this type of fabric transfer paper. Now, this is what I would suggest, is this right here. Now this is a transfer paper, but it's a commercial transfer paper. And right here is the name of it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's Jet Pro Soft Stretch. And to be specific, it's Neenah Jet Pro Soft Stretch. Now, and there's the company right there, Gold Seal Specialty Papers. Now these you can sell commercially, and I'll tell you why. Number one, they go on a heat press. Number two, this does not leave the white background. Okay? I mean, you still have to trim around it. Okay? But the background is actually clear. So whatever color your shirt is, that will take on that color of the shirt. And then after you wash it, it will take on the feeling of the fabric. So you don't have that real stiff, rough feeling on your shirt. And when you get these, I got a whole bunch of these through Amazon, and they're actually quite cheap in comparison to something like this. And you spend $10 for 6 of these right here, or you can spend $25 and get 50 of these. So it just depends on what you're doing. And then of course it comes with the instructions, you know, to set up your heat press and all that. So all you need is your shirts. Now these are made for lights and white colored t-shirts. And so you're going to need your shirt, your transfer paper, your design software to make your design. This is what I use. I also use Inkscape, which is a free program online that anybody can get. But I have used this all along, and this is perfect for the design work. I've never had any problem with it, and it works really, really well. But of course, you guys probably know that there's, you know, 10 million other types of design software out there. So it's going to, you know, completely up to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a shirt. Alright? We're going to put one of these in the front, and we're going to put this in the back. Now what I need to do is set this up, to 380 degrees for 25 seconds. Alright. So let me put you guys on a tripod right here real quick, and we'll get started. Oh yeah, and before I forget, your pressure needs to be set to a medium pressure. Alright, so while that's heating up, what I done is I took my shirt and put it on here and try to center it right where you want it. What we're going to do is put my logo on this side right here. Then we're going to flip it over and we're going to put one in the center on the back. Now, and before you go to lay your transfer paper down, take one of these lint brushes right here and just kind of run it across there. And then that'll just pick up any lint or junk or dirt or whatever that might be on the shirt, so that you don't end up sealing it in with your design. So, alright, so now we got both of the designs trimmed out. If I can just separate them here. Right there's one. Right here's the other one. Now, what we're going to do, come over here. Let me put you guys right here. I think you can see. Should be able to anyway. Hopefully. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm almost there. So what I'm going to do now, before I put my design on, is I'm going to pull this down and hold it for 10 seconds. I don't need to latch it down or nothing, but just hold it there for a few seconds. And what that does, it takes out all of the wrinkles and all that good stuff. So, and then what we're going to do is get our design set up. Put it right about there. Right about there, I guess. That looks good. And then we're going to take this Teflon sheet. What this Teflon sheet does, it keeps everything in line, and you don't want to put no direct heat on your design, because certain papers will goof up everything. So we got that there. Alright, so we got it at 380 degrees for 25 seconds. We laid the shirt out. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I had to stop there for a minute. My daughter stopped by before she went to work, so, you know. But anyway, so, alright, we got the design where we want it. Pull the Teflon sheet over top, because you don't want to put the heat directly on that, because like I said before, on certain papers that'll goof up your shirt. So now we're at 380 degrees for 25 seconds. We're going to press this down and lock it down. Medium pressure. We'll let this go for 25 seconds. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pull this Teflon sheet off. We're going to let this cool down for 5 or 10 seconds, and then we're going to peel it off. And I'll show you what it looks like. There's the alarm. Pop that up. Pull your Teflon sheet off. You can also use, if you don't have a Teflon sheet, you can also use construction paper. It works all the same. So now we just pull this off of here. Let this cool down for a minute. I don't know if you can see this, but then you just grab the paper, grab a corner of the paper, You just give it one big, there you go. Right here, and I'll show you. I'll be right with you. Now, then there's your design. You don't see, here, let me lay it down here on the table. And there it is. Now, this, like I said earlier, this takes on the feeling of the fabric. There's no white background. The ink sinks deep into the threads of the fabric, and it feels just like the shirt. So you can stretch it, you can fold it, you can do whatever you need to do with it, and it's perfect. So now I'll put you guys back over here. I'll set it up for the back so you can get a better idea of what's going on. Alright, now I'm going to set up the shirt again. This is a bigger design. You want to get that centered, or get it right where you want it. Make sure it's even on each side. Just like that. Now this collar up here, I don't know if you can see it, but you go about 4 fingers from the collar, and then you set your design down. Right there in the center, just like that. And again, make sure you use your Teflon paper for your sheet. It's not really paper, but the Teflon sheet, set that down on there. Lock it down again for another 25 seconds. And just repeat the process, and then all you got to do, pull the Teflon off, let the design cool for 5 or 10 seconds, peel that paper off, and you should be good. We're almost done. There's the alarm. We're going to pull this off. Cool this down a little bit. Grab your paper. And once you start pulling, don't stop. Just keep right on going. Then, I'll take it over here. And there's your design on the back. There's no white background because it all takes on the color of the shirt. And just like I said before, it takes on the feeling of the fabric. And then there you go. Perfect. Oh, sorry guys, I'm shaking me all around the place. Oh Jesus. Well, anyway, there you go. That's how you do it with transfer paper. Let me shut this off. So, we'll go over this one more time, real quick. We've got the vinyl heat transfers. We went through that. You use your plotter. Yep, now using your plotter, it's just like I said before, it's just like, you know, making a vinyl graphic or sticker, alright? Then we went over screen printing with plastisol inks and a heat press. And now we went over wherever it went. There it is. There's your commercial heat transfer paper. Neenah, what is it? Neenah Jet Pro Soft Stretch. Now, those three things right there, heat transfer vinyl, screen printing, heat transfer paper. Those are three ways right there that you can successfully make t-shirts, and you can sell them all day long just using these three things right here. And remember, just like I said before, there's tons and tons of different ways of doing this, but these are the three main ways that I do it. Do not try to use this on a commercial level. These three pieces right here, 1, 2, 3, just like I said, you can use professionally or as a hobby. This stuff, strictly hobby. That's it. These are not good for commercial use. I couldn't express that enough. But there you have it. You know, and these shirts right here, they work great. They hold up in the washer every single time. Never had any problem. No fading. No nothing. And you can't even tell that when you put the shirt on, you can't even tell the picture's there. I mean, you know, you can't feel it or whatever. So, and it worked out perfectly. You know, those are the three ways that I do it. Do some screen printing with the screen press. That's another way of doing it. You know, over time we'll end up going through a whole ton of different ways of doing things, but those are 3 or 4 main things that I do, and it works out every single time. I've never had a problem, you know, with washing them. The shirts hold up perfect. I mean, I couldn't say enough, to be honest with you. So that's about it this time, guys. So, you know, take care, stay safe. I want to welcome all my new subscribers. You know, welcome all my new viewers, everybody. I mean, I just want to say thanks to everybody for watching, you know, and hanging out, you know. So, alright, well, the next video you'll see is we're probably going to be right back to the racing more, so I got a little something going on with that, so wait for that. It's going to be pretty cool. Alright guys, take care.